Okay, I'm going to do a quick rundown for Spring 1 Week 6. So if you're on the website, you can hover over the EDUC 515 star and go down to Spring 1 Week 6. This week's main topic is trends in educational technology. And so what you'll see as you enter the page is some columns and rows here with a lot of different trends that are going on right now in ed tech. So this first one is 3D printing. That's the trend. Then there's an infographic in the middle, and I wanted, if you're not already familiar with infographics, I wanted to familiarize you with them. You're going to be creating your own infographic in a couple of weeks. So you can access the infographic in full size just by clicking on it. It'll open it up in your browser, and then as you see, if I hover over with my mouse here, you can see that my cursor turns into a magnifying glass with a plus sign, and when I click on the infographic, it'll blow it up to its full size, and you can scroll through it. And basically, when you're looking at an infographic is just a visual representation of data and ideas. And so in this case, it's on 3D printing in the classroom, and you can scroll through the infographic to kind of take a look at some of the different concepts and ideas and ways that 3D printing is going on in the classroom. Okay, and in the right-hand column in the table, you'll see that there are some links to some different readings on 3D printing in the classroom. So I click on one of those, it'll open up a new tab. This one's from a Forbes site that I can read about the trend or the topic. Okay, and so it follows through with this entire table. Just do some investigation. BYOD stands for Bring Your Own Device. Again, an infographic and some articles on that. Massively open online courses, gamification, open educational resources, blended learning, and synchronous versus asynchronous learning. Okay, tonight's class kind of represents asynchronous learning in that we don't all have to be in the same place at the same time to get what's going on. Because I'm recording this screencast for you, you could literally access this at any time. Okay, so this leads us to your fifth blog entry, your fifth blog post. This one's on new technology. And what I would like you to do is to write a post for your blog discussing your views on 2 of these top technology trends. How's that for some alliteration? So I have them listed here, but they're all the ones that are up here in the table. So just pick 2 of them, write a paragraph on one, write another paragraph on another. Okay, and now that in our 515 links, you can see here Spring 1 2014 Blogroll. I open that up in a new tab. Okay, now you actually all have access to each other's blogs. You can click in there and respond to each other's blog posts. Okay, so I will definitely be looking for those comments in each other's blog posts this week. Okay, so that's basically the limit here for any kind of new learning. It's pretty simplistic this week. Basically, I created it that way because this week I'm introducing to you your final project for EDUC 515, and that's a case study. The case study is going to be due on the last week of class, which is now in 3 weeks. So I wanted to give you plenty of time to kind of investigate and to get an idea as to what you wanted to put your time into for this case study. So this case study is the culminating project for Education 515, bringing together many of the different technologies reviewed over the course of our course. What I'd like you to do is select a current, historical, or emerging technology not used significantly or discussed in depth in class. So you wouldn't want to use Prezi as your technology. excuse me. I used to have students write a 2-page paper on Google Docs about the technology, but that's not so important to me anymore, so I'm going to discuss when I'm done going through all this ways to work around that if you'd like to. Okay? So the 3 elements that are required for this case study are the implications of this technology in the classroom. So how can this technology help in teaching and planning and be leveraged to address the learning needs of students? Okay, so that's one element that we're looking for. What is this? What are the implications of this technology with students? The second element that we're looking for is the ethics of using this technology in the classrooms. So what are some ethical/responsibility issues that need to be addressed as a result of infusing this technology into our curriculum? Include issues pertaining to teachers, students, and or parents. Okay, so that's going to be our next thing to glance at. And lastly, we're looking at the evolution of this technology. Where has it come from and where is it going? How is the technology used and what is necessary to make it work? Okay, what I want you to do is to present your findings to the class by creating a video cast or a screencast using whatever presentation tool you like. And we'll look at a couple different elements. Then you're going to create 3 screencasts of less than 5 minutes apiece. In this case, I have Jing or Screener here, but Screencast-O-Matic seems to be the best one to use. Each screencast will elaborate on each of the 3 above case study elements. Focus on your research technology and address your paper in the presentation. Include necessary videos, links to a blog site, and other applications to enhance your message. Okay, so there's a rubric here built in. All right, the ethical implications, the implications on the classroom environment, the evolution of the technology. All right, the most important being implications on the classroom environment. And then there's elements on your presentation itself. And you're not going to be standing up and presenting it in the class. You're going to be presenting it over a screencast. Okay, so what I wanted to do really quickly is to show you a couple of examples. One is an example that a student embedded in her blog, and the second is one that the student embedded in a Prezi. Okay, so let's take a look at the web page first. Okay, this student did hers on Apple TV. Okay, and so she created a screencast, basically outlining all the elements that she found relevant for Apple implications in the classroom environment, and then she wrote a narrative underneath that. Okay, the ethical and responsible use of the technology in the classroom. Again, a 5-minute video with the text underneath. And then a brief, in this case 3-minute video on the history or the evolution, and then the text underneath, okay, with some cited resources underneath. And I'll give you time to explore that. There's a link there. I'll probably wind up putting some more links down there to other exemplary projects that you can look at to get some ideas. Okay, the next example is an embedded Prezi. And in this case, the student embedded in her Prezi
People have long dreamed of a paperless
3 different I'll let it play well. Three different videos, screencasts inside of her Prezi. And so you can see as we go through her Prezi that, you know, she brings in screenshots. Let me advance through her video here. There's text, okay, describing the implications of the classroom environment, right? So she's kind of brought all of her text in a different way. Instead of having it written in a blog, she's injected it into these
ethics of use of notability
individual presentations inside of each of her screencasts within Prezi. So just kind of a different way of looking at it, and maybe a different, more creative way to represent what you've learned. Okay, so I'm more than willing to give you a lot of stretching here to kind of discover different ways and elements to develop your ideas. The main thing that I want you to do this week, sorry, let me scroll back up. I should have it in here somewhere. Okay, so basically what I need from you this week is to submit your case study proposal by week 7. Okay, indicating the focus of your case study. All right, so by next week, next Monday, what is today, the 10th, so it'll be the 18th. By the 18th, or the 17th, we just need to know what your what technology you're going to be using for your case study. Okay, so that's the main thrust. What I'm going to do this week, and I have yet to do it, but I will, and I'll put a link to it in the email that I'm going to send you all, is a link to a Google Plus in our Google Plus community. I'm going to put a category in there for week 6 questions, and so any questions you have regarding any of the elements that that I've talked about in this short screencast, you can place into that area, and we can kind of work together as a community to answer them. I'll be looking at my email to see what questions you might have, and you know, don't be afraid to come in there and share with each other. So once again, that link will be both on the web page and in the email I sent you. Okay, so I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you in Google Plus and in email. All right, good luck with everything.